The call came at 3:47 a.m., and General James Carpenter knew, before answering, that his retirement was over. 40 minutes later, he stood in a secure briefing room beneath NORAD headquarters watching footage that made his 35 years of military service feel like preparation for this single moment. It appeared at 0320 hours. Started over the Indian Ocean. By 0330, it had positioned itself in geosynchronous orbit directly above Kansas. Colonel Rivera's voice was tight as she explained what they were seeing. The object on the screen wasn't like the grainy UFO videos that periodically surfaced online. This was crystal clear, captured by multiple satellites and ground-based telescopes. A perfect sphere 3 miles in diameter, reflecting no light, yet clearly visible against the stars. No propulsion signature. No heat signature. No electromagnetic emissions. It just appeared, and it wasn't alone. The screen split into 6 feeds. 6 identical spheres positioned above key coordinates across the globe. Kansas, Russia, China, India, Pakistan, Israel. Jesus Christ. They're over the nuclear powers. Not just over them, sir. Each sphere is positioned in perfect alignment with underground command centers and missile silos. They know exactly where everything is. What are the other nations doing? China and Russia have both scrambled fighters. The planes can't reach that altitude, but they're trying. India has activated its missile defense systems. Pakistan is preparing to launch a nuclear strike at the object. Stop them. We're trying, sir, but they're not taking our calls. The screen changed to show a live feed from a U.S. spy satellite. Below in the mountains of Pakistan, a mobile launcher was being positioned. Carpenter had seen enough intelligence briefings to know what he was looking at. A medium-range ballistic missile. Nuclear-capable. Time to launch? Best estimate 6 minutes. Carpenter grabbed the red phone, connecting him directly to the White House, but before the connection could be made, every screen in the room went black. Then one by one, they flickered back to life, showing the same image. A simple message in English and Chinese and Russian and Arabic and Hindi and a dozen other languages. We mean you no harm. Please stand down. Rivera was already on her headset, demanding status reports on all their systems. The responses came back rapid fire from stations across the room. NORAD Defense Network is unresponsive. Minuteman III system showing unauthorized access warnings. Nuclear submarines are reporting loss of communication with Launch Authorization Network. Satellite uplinks are being rerouted. Someone's taken control of the entire constellation. Carpenter felt his mouth go dry. How much of our arsenal? All of it, sir. They have complete access to every nuclear weapon system in the United States military. The screens changed again. Now, they showed similar scenes from command centers around the world. Russian generals shouting orders at blank monitors. Chinese officials staring at computers that refuse their commands. The Pakistani mobile launcher frozen in place, with its crew frantically trying to override systems that no longer obeyed them. The message updated. Your weapons are temporarily disabled. This is not an attack. This is a conversation. A conversation? They just took control of every nuclear weapon on Earth. Correction. We have prevented you from using them. You have not had control for some time. Carpenter stepped closer to the nearest screen. His hands were shaking, but his voice was steady. What do you mean we haven't had control? The feed changed to show archival footage. Black and white images from 1967 with missiles going offline at Malmstrom Air Force Base. Color video from 1980 showing glowing objects above RAF Bentwaters in England. Modern footage from incidents that Carpenter recognized from classified reports. Events the public had never seen. We have intervened 17 times in your history. Each time you came within moments of nuclear war. Each time we prevented it. Why? Because nuclear weapons are a threshold. Civilizations either pass through this stage or destroy themselves. We watch. Sometimes we nudge. But ultimately you must choose. Choose what? To grow up. The screens showed a new image now. Earth from space, beautiful and fragile. Then it split, showing dozens of other planets. Some were thriving, covered in lights and cities and evidence of advanced civilization. Others were dead, scorched, barren. These worlds reached where you are now. Some chose cooperation. Others chose continued conflict. You see the results. And if we don't choose correctly, we will not destroy you, but we will not save you again. Tonight is the last intervention. After this, your species decides its own fate without our influence. Rivera leaned close to Carpenter. So this could be psychological warfare. Russia or China using advanced technology to simultaneously hack every nuclear power systems? No one has that capability. No one human. Correct, General Carpenter. We are not human. We are not your enemy. We are simply older. The feed switched to show live images from inside the Kremlin, from a bunker beneath Beijing, from Israel's nuclear command center. In each location, military leaders were seeing the same message, having the same conversation. You all believe you are enemies. You build weapons to destroy each other. But from our perspective, you are one young species on one small world fighting over temporary differences while ignoring your common future. What gives you the right to interfere? The same right you claim when you stop a child from touching a hot stove. Not dominance. Concern. We're not children. You have created weapons capable of rendering your planet uninhabitable. You have come within minutes of using them multiple times over territorial disputes and political ideologies. You allow thousands to starve while spending trillions on missiles. Prove you are not children. The screens changed again, this time showing statistics and data compiled from humanity's own sources. Military spending versus poverty relief. Nuclear arsenals versus climate change mitigation. The numbers were damning. So what do you want? Global disarmament? World peace? That's impossible. It is difficult, not impossible. Many worlds have achieved it. None found it easy. And if we refuse, if we choose to keep our weapons, then you keep them. In 30 minutes, we will restore full control of all systems. What you do after that is your decision. But understand this. We will not intervene again. If you destroy yourselves, you will have chosen to do so. Why now? Why reveal yourselves after all this time? Because you are close. Closer than you have ever been. Close to breakthrough or breakdown. Close to joining the greater community or destroying yourselves. This is the moment of choice. We give you information you did not have. You are not alone. There are thousands of civilizations in this galaxy. Some young, some ancient, all faced this same test. Your weapons cannot protect you from US, but they can destroy you. The question is, will you choose fear or wisdom? The room was silent. Carpenter looked around at the officers and analysts, all of them trained to think in terms of threats and responses. Allies and enemies. Their entire worldview was shattering in real time. Show us proof that you're really alien, that this isn't some elaborate hoax. The screens went blank. Then they filled with images no human had ever seen. Cities on other worlds. Technologies beyond comprehension. Star systems being cultivated and transformed. Mathematical proofs of theorems humanity hadn't discovered. Designs for clean energy sources that could power civilizations. Medical advances that could eliminate disease. This is what awaits if you survive. This is what you lose if you do not. Why help us at all? Because every civilization that succeeds makes the galaxy richer. Every one that fails is a tragedy. We were helped once long ago. Now we help others. It is the way of things. The sphere above Kansas began to glow. On screen, Carpenter watched the other spheres do the same, pulsing with soft light. 28 minutes remain. Your weapons will be returned to you. We offer only this gift. In this moment, every leader of every nuclear power is hearing this same message. You are all facing the same choice. You need not trust each other yet, but you can know that you all know the truth now. The question is not whether we exist. The question is, what will you do with the knowledge that your weapons are obsolete? Your conflicts are parochial, and your survival depends not on strength, but on wisdom. And if we make the wrong choice, then we will mourn another lost world and continue watching others. But we hope you choose differently. You have potential. You have created beauty along with your weapons. Art, music, science, love. Do not let fear destroy what courage built. The spheres began to fade, growing translucent against the sky. 18 minutes. Use them wisely. One final truth. Your leaders will want to hide this. They will call it mass hallucination, technical failure, anything but the truth. But the knowledge is out there now. Every person in every command center has seen this. Every radar operator, every analyst, thousands of witnesses. The secret cannot hold. Decide what kind of world you want. Then build it. The screens returned to normal operations. Systems began responding to commands again. The red phone on Carpenter's desk rang. The president finally connected. But Carpenter didn't answer immediately. He stood there looking at the faces around him. Young officers and old, men and women. People who had dedicated their lives to defending their nation. In their eyes, he saw the same thing he felt. Everything had changed. The president's voice came through on speaker. "General, what the hell just happened?" Carpenter took a breath. "So we just learned we're not alone in the universe. And we have approximately 15 minutes to decide what we're going to do about it." 3 months later, Carpenter sat in a congressional hearing testifying about the events of that night. The official story was still taking shape. Competing narratives from different governments. Attempts to classify and compartmentalize and control the message. But it was too late for that. Too many people had seen. Too many witnesses across too many nations. The videos had leaked, of course. The testimony was public. The world knew. Some nations had begun reducing their nuclear arsenals. Others had doubled down, insisting the threat was greater than ever. The UN had established a new committee on extraterrestrial contact protocols. Scientists were recalculating everything they thought they knew about physics and faster-than-light travel. The world hadn't changed overnight, but it was changing. General Carpenter, do you believe they'll return? Carpenter thought about those final minutes in the command center watching the spheres fade. About the choice presented not just to him, but to the entire human species. I believe they're still watching, waiting to see what we decide. The real question isn't whether they'll come back. It's whether we'll grow up enough to deserve a second chance. The spheres had vanished. The weapons had been returned. Humanity stood at the crossroads. One path leading to the stars, another to oblivion. For the first time in history, everyone knew the stakes. Now they just had to choose.